Took forever to germinate, and then now it's growing slow. That's me just trying to tell myself it's okay. I just never remember to get them, y'all. This would be a nice way to start your basil too. Hello, welcome to Yellow Door Urban Homestead. I am Asia, and I'm an urban gardener growing in a small space out in my backyard. I just came in from taking the chickens a snack. I made them some eggs yesterday. I found a bunch of eggs. I think I found like 10 eggs. I forgot. I opened one of the coops that the quail used to be in for the gray chicken so she could get away from them. Apparently, they started laying eggs in there, and I did not know that. I've only been checking the main coop. So I cooked those up, put a little cayenne peppers on them, and I gave them to the chickens. So that's where I just came from. Also, I've been MIA for a little while, y'all. We're gonna have to finish the Q&A Wednesday or Friday because today we're 10 days away from our last frost. We are going to be planting some lupine. Very, very pretty flower. I love those flowers. Some basil. This is a purple ruffle basil. And we're not doing a whole bunch of those. And then we're also gonna do a sweet Italian basil. I am sure if you've been here for a while, you may remember I had a lot of other basils, and we're not doing all of them. Oh, the other one we're gonna do is the Italian large leaf too, though. I cut out the Siam, I'm probably saying it wrong, in the dark opal. Every time I come back through my seeds to see what I need to start, I am just taking things out. I don't feel like I need a bunch of different varieties of the same type of vegetable. So we started out with 5 different basils. I don't need 5 different basils. I need a green basil. I'm making pesto. Like, that's really what I want it for. I also use it for tea too. But pesto, you can put it on noodles, get a good flavor to your noodles. You can put it on chicken. You can put it on pork. You can use it just as a dipping sauce on bread. It can be used a few different ways in cooking and in the kitchen, culinary wise. It is also good for tea. I use it both ways. So I just don't need a whole bunch of different varieties to basically get the same taste. And the purple is probably what I'll use more for teas this year. Now, I've never tasted this one, so we will see what it tastes like. But in my mind, it tastes like basil. So those are the things we're going to start. The other thing we have to do today is to pot up our chamomile out of these 6-cell Bootstrap Farmer trays. And I want to take a minute to thank Bootstrap Farmer for sponsoring this video. So y'all have seen me use these 4-cell trays. They also have the air pruning technology that I tell you all about. There's a nice size hole, which we love that. And then you've also seen me use the 3.3-inch pots. Someone was asking me, were they the 5-inch? No, they're the 3.3-inch pots. So with that being said, Bootstrap Farmer has all size trays that you would need to start your seeds, to pot them up, and to get them to planting out date. Not to forget the 10-20 trays. So they have the trays that these cell trays and the 4-cell and the pots fit in very nicely. With the pots, they actually have inserts where it will sit down in the inserts and you don't have to worry about them like falling over. Really love that too. So if you've never heard of Bootstrap Farmer, there's gonna be a link down in my description if you want to give these trays a try. They don't only sell seed starting trays, you can also get greenhouses. That is good if you live in a space with a HOA. I have that in my backyard, fits well in my backyard. I don't live in an HOA though. They also have pruners, grow bags, the purple grow bags out in my garden. Those are from Bootstrap Farmer. They also sell garden beds, y'all. I have a garden bed out in my other greenhouse and you didn't have to screw any bolts in. That thing I absolutely love. If I needed another garden bed, I would definitely be purchasing that one. But anyway, I just wanted to tell you about Bootstrap Farmer. And a lot of times when I have these pots out, people want to know where I got them from. I got them from Bootstrap Farmer. And like I said, there's a link down in my description. And I want to thank Bootstrap Farmer for sponsoring this video. But like I was about to say, is we're also going to pot up this chamomile. We got a lot of chamomile, y'all. And if you remember, we planted these, put them outside in these trays in a 10-20 tray, covered it with the dome, and that is what we got. It did really well outside. These all germinated outside. Oh, and we're also gonna pot up these leggy celery plants. Oh, y'all want to see the leggy Swiss chard from last week? Let me grab that. It looks really good, and we have true leaves now. So if you were here last week, you probably remember these. We have true leaves now, and they no longer look leggy. So I just wanted to show y'all, or follow up. It does work, y'all. It really does work. Just don't keep your soil too moist. All right, all right, all right. So we're back. We're not starting a lot this week at week 10. And I'm also gonna grow 2 basil seeds per 6 cell right now. And then when I pot up, I'm going to pot them up into the 3.3. And I'm gonna let both of those seeds grow together. The reason why I'm doing that is because last year I found out that I can grow basil in the bottom of my tomatoes in the grow bags as a way to save space, because I am running out of space and I have until February the 1st to have all of those spring seedlings downstairs. So I'm running out of space. So I'm gonna put 2 seeds in each one of these cells, and I might even do 3 because I did not account for basil at the bottom of the tomatoes. So I think we have, I don't know how many bags for tomatoes. It's a whole bunch of bags for tomatoes. I'm about to tell y'all. Let's see. We have 33 tomato bags. And so with that being said, I would like to have a basil at the bottom of each one of those. And I know they're not gonna get as big as the ones that's in the beds. But anyway, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start with the sweet Italian and the Italian large leaf basil. That's what we're gonna plant the most of, and we're just gonna do a few of the purple ruffle. And so in case you are wondering about basil, they have pretty small seeds. And so what I will do is just make a small little hole, a very small little hole, and drop them down in here. And the thing with basil is it's still a herb, and herb seeds sometimes can take a while to come up. So I won't pull these quickly or anything like that. I will definitely give them time to pop up. By the way, the basil that we planted in the hydroponics, that has come up. I'll show y'all before I end this video. By the way, I never have really good success with these Italian large leaf, but I want to grow them so bad. And so every year I keep planting them. We're gonna do probably 2 to 3, honestly, of these Italian large leaf, because these seeds are very, very old. I think these seeds are probably from like 2021. They were gifted to me. Oh, yep, it says it, 2021 on the pack. So they're very old. And if I get 4 on my finger, that's fine too. I ain't tripping. You know what I didn't do, y'all? I still did not get any tags. So we going in here with some tape in a minute when I get a chance to grab the tape, because I still didn't get no seeds. I mean, I still didn't get no labels, and I didn't make any either. And I don't have any plastic forks or knives. Like, I don't have anything here that I could make them out of quickly and easily. So tape it is. For now though, I want to get all of this planted, and then we will do that. I'm just gonna lay this right here so I remember what it is. I'm gonna do way more of the sweet Italian basil, so I'm gonna do 2 trays of that with 2 seeds in it, because I'm pretty sure these are from this year or last year. We'll still do 2 or 3 just to make sure we get germination. Like I said, we have 33 bags we did not account for. So that's why we're doing this in the first place. And I have purchased basil from the store before where it had like 3 or 4 in one pot that was close to this size. And if it does not survive that long, like if it starts to really grow out of those pots, I also have the 5-inch pots. Bootstrap Farmer has 5-inch pots too, if I have to. We all know I'm not gonna want to, but if I have to, I will. Oh goodness, I put a whole bunch in that one. I didn't mean to do that. I was thinking I could get them to kind of fall off and then move to the next one. That was not the case. All right, so we got 2 of the sweet Italian basil. If you are new here, I am using that Fox Farm Happy Frog potting soil. You can use whatever you want. You can use seed starting mix, you can use potting soil. Either one is going to work. And then we're gonna just do 1 tray of these purple. I think I'm only really doing them because they're pretty, because I really don't need purple basil. But like I said, we are gonna do some things that's novelty that I just wanna do because it's pretty, or I wanna try to grow it. So we're gonna put these right here, and I'm only gonna do 2. These are pretty new seeds. So I'm only doing 2, and I don't want a whole bunch of these. So see, I'm just dropping them down into that little indention that I made. There's only 2. That one did not go in there. So we'll just do it like that and cover it up. Girl, I can't get 2, y'all. I keep getting more than 2. All right, that's close enough. That was 3. And then we just gonna cover them back up. We gonna go through, spritz them with water for today. And then once they start to come up, we'll start watering from the bottom. Put that there. All right, and so now we're going to pot up the chamomile. And I think I counted like 20-something chamomile. Did we need 20-something chamomile? No. But chamomile is also one of those plants that will die out when it starts to get warm. So if I have it in a spot and it dies out, I could just plant something behind it. So I'm gonna keep all of these. And they came up so nice. I was like, yo, we gotta keep these. And I don't need to label these because I know what they look like. And just like anything else, I'm gonna loosen it, pop it out. We have 2 in here. Decent root systems, but chamomile grows really slow. And I'm dropping soil everywhere. And so we just gonna pull them apart. Soil is pretty dry, so that's a plus. And I just have a pen. That's what I'm using to go down in here. But you have a nice root system on that chamomile. You see it? Very nice. And I'm just gonna put it on down in here. And I've said it before, the roots don't have to go straight down. They just have to be covered in the soil. Chamomile prefers to grow in cooler temperatures. I know in my area, it does not survive all the way through the summer. There are a few other things you could be doing right now. I'm not doing it because I'm not growing sweet potatoes. Pretty sure I'm not gonna grow ginger and I'm not gonna grow turmeric. We don't use a lot of any of that stuff. I can go to the store and just grab it. But it is a good time if you do want to grow ginger or if you do want to grow turmeric and sweet potatoes to start getting those things ready. Those things do not grow from seed. They grow from basically that tuber. For instance, sweet potatoes, you put it into some water or some soil, or you could just honestly leave it sitting on your counter and it will start to sprout, and then you will start to get what they call sweet potato slips. And that's what you would plant to grow your sweet potatoes. So if you want to grow sweet potatoes, now would be a great time for most people to start growing sweet potato slips. And for sure, if you are in zone 7B, it would be a great time. Another thing is your ginger and your turmeric. You can get that pre-sprouted now too. Same way like with the sweet potatoes, except you're not looking for a slip. You're literally just looking for them to start sprouting. And that is what you would plant to grow more turmeric and more ginger. I'm just not planting it. But I did figure it was a good thing to tell you all in case you did want to grow those things. We might do that next year because we do use ginger for things like lettuce wraps, for our, what do you call that stuff? For fire cider when I remember to make it. We do use it for a few things, but we don't use it enough for me to take up that space in my garden. But that's just me personally. Oh, also chitting your potatoes. It would be a good time to start chitting your potatoes. I have them downstairs. It's basically just getting the eyes to sprout. To make buds. I'll show you that before this video ends. I do have mine downstairs and they are in a little bit of light because if you want them to bud, that's a good thing. You can put them in dark, but in my experience, you get really long sprouts. I like to see my sprouts more stubby. So I will show y'all that. Y'all, we got a lot of chamomile. Like, I'm excited though, because I didn't get any chamomile last year. And we do use chamomile for tea. I'm just trying to grow all the things we will use, all the things we will want, and that is my whole plan for this season. But we'll talk about the things that you can grow even if I'm not growing them, the things that I remember. Even if I'm not growing them, I will mention them because just because I'm not growing it doesn't mean you don't want to grow it. We also gonna have to fill up some more trays. I thought we had enough, but I think I forgot about the celery that is over there looking good and leggy. Celery grows really slow. Took forever to germinate and then now it's growing slow. Somebody mentioned me potting up on the table and having the soil on the table, and they were talking about one of the little things. I can't remember what you call it. Anyway, I got 3 of them. I just never remember to get them, y'all. It's okay for me. It's fine. I mean, I can wipe the table off. off, but girl, I have 3 of them. I might have 4, but I forget them. The only time I remember them is if I decide to sit in the floor or something to pot up, then I remember it because I don't want to have to sweep the floor. Wiping the table off is okay for me. Ridiculous, foolishness and ridiculous, but it is true. I lied to y'all not. Those are the things that you really want to start, because all of those items have really long days to maturity. It would be a good idea, you don't have to kind of just get a head start, really. That's it, that's all. Y'all, I didn't sow my lupine. This a mess. Nice root systems. Look, that's a chamomile root system. Real nice. Very, very nice root system. Also, we have 1 space left right here. We throwing all these lupin seeds in there and we'll just transfer them. Bye, 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 bye. It says to direct sow them, but it doesn't say that their roots mind being disturbed. So we're gonna find out, y'all. Oh, they have pretty big seeds too. I've grown them before, just couldn't remember. They have really big seeds. I only needed 3 of them, I think. Meanwhile, I'm just dropping them in here. They're older seeds too. Nope, they're from 2024. Stop it, Asia. That's me just trying to tell myself it's okay. Anyway, we got way more in there than we should have. Oh, the celery. But I do need to add some more soil to this. 1 moment, please. All right. So let's see. The Utah celery is the most leggy. So I guess we're going to take that. Ugh. They're leggy, but they're also like they have nice roots though, see? Nice long roots. But they look very, what is the word, y'all? Fragile. They look very fragile though. I just literally broke that whole root ball up. But see, it's got a nice root system. So we just gonna drop them down in here and hope for the best. They look very fragile. And I don't wait for true leaves all the time. I will pot something up without true leaves, especially if it's looking this fragile. I want it to get to growing and not in a fragile way. All 3 of these super duper fragile. And I am keeping all of this celery because I have only grown celery once and I've only grown it in the green stalks, and some of this is gonna go in the green stalk. But I want to also try to grow some of it in a garden bed or in a greenhouse. And no, I have not prepared for it to go anyway, but I will. That's why I'm keeping it. I'm gonna take these last 2 Utahs. Yeah, I don't even want to pull those from the actual plant. They just look so fragile. So that's all I'm doing is like breaking this root ball up and then grabbing them, and then they come out just like that. And then I just drop them down in here. They, like I said, they have really decent root systems. And some of them do have true leaves, and I am planting them a little bit deeper just because they are leggy. I do not know why these were leggy. I can't remember if I left the dome on too long or what the situation is with these, but they are leggy. But this is how I fix my leggy seedlings, and it works pretty much every time, as long as I don't overwater. Like, I'm not gonna water these at all. Not right now. I'm gonna let them grow and then let the soil do its thing. So just like that, that's our Utah celery. Utah celery potted up. And now we still have 1 Utah over here, which I definitely still wanna push down in the soil some. So we just gonna take it out and do the same thing with it. And I'm not telling anybody else to do this with their seedlings. It's just what I do because I want them to be strong when it's time for me to pot them up and all of that. And when they're this small, you do have to be careful with them because you can break them easily. But now the celery is potted up too. Nice. And that was my plan for today. That was it. So let me show y'all real quick the basil. The basil have come up. The cilantro have come up. There's a few things that came up. So right here, you got the cilantro coming up. You got all the basil. Like the basil comes up really nicely in here. So this would be a nice way to start your basil too. And I don't know if this is basil. I feel like this is thyme, but I could be completely wrong. And I don't know what this is. Should be rosemary, I think, but it don't look like rosemary. So we got some germination over here. We got some tomatoes coming up. You got lettuce coming up already. This one is moving really really slow. We don't have anything but a few chives back there. Sorry about the light. It's coming from the lights. Oh, we do have one pepper coming up back here too. So yeah, the hydroponics is looking good too, y'all. That's what I'm doing at 10 weeks. Those are things you can do at 10 weeks. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to visit me over on Instagram where I post about the things going on in my garden almost every day. Bye, y'all.